Hello, once again. This is Keith Williams, your host for the Author Showcase. And today we're going to talk about some of the most popular African American influences on the internet today. So they may be social media influencers, or they may have written a blog. So here they are. So you look at the screen, this is pretty much some of the names that we'll be talking about. So we have Aria Rose, Brittany Noel, Paris Chanel, Lavanda Lee, Jamila C, Cara Mason Rogers, Sarah Maria, Jasmine Jones, Tarlik Rubber, LaShawn Witts, Martha, Janae Clayborne, Brittany, Adana Dale, Kiana, Ackerby, Lavanta, Kirsten H, Lydia J, Devarrick Lamar, Jarrett Lampley, Ayanda Tapathy, Alyssa, Tommy Obibi, Maddie James, and Thamar. Normally, during Black History Month is the time that, we started, most people start celebrating the achievements of African Americans, people of color. But here at OBS, we want to do that as many times as we possibly can throughout the year. So on this particular episode, these are some of the most popular influences on the internet today. So Aria Rose is the first person here. So she's a traveler blogger, and she deals with young people. So she has about 12,000 followers on Instagram, and obviously one of the number one African American influencers on social media. So in her blog, which is of course available on Instagram, she offers travel tips and tricks and sells her own guide to traveling in a post-pandemic world. Her blog has been listed under the top 40 Black travel blogs on the web by FeedSpot. While she's the most popular in the United States, a lot of her followers are from Asia and Europe as well. This individual works to find traction on YouTube by posting video blogs or vlogs that show her adventures to the world. Her engagement rate stands at 5.8%, which is an average of 541 likes per post. And this is on YouTube. What we would like to try to do in the future is we want to invite some of these bloggers or influencers on the Author Showcase. We kind of want to get more information about them, what they're doing these days, and kind of to plug into their lives. So of course, if you click on this button, you can, actually contact her. Okay, so let's move on. So this is Brittany Noel. And most of her followers are on Instagram. She has about 55,000 influencers, despite her low engagement rate of 1.6%. She's collaborated with a number of brands and is currently busy building her YouTube channel. So she doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, so most of her followers are on Instagram. So she deals with health and wellness. She's a fitness influencer, and she is a virtual fitness coach. And she believes that when it comes to health and wellness, that there's no one size fits all type of approach. She deals with individuals. She deals with each person individually, and every plan that she puts together is individually based. So she is followed by a lot of coaches. Um, she says she is like to keep people informed of the health and wellness industry. She has a vibrant personality, and she desires for people to live a healthy life. Okay, so she has a profile on it's a website called Influencer, and you can follow her and other Black influencers by setting up an account at influencer.com. Right. Our next person is Paris Chanel. That's her picture. She is a fashion blogger. She's very knowledgeable in the world of fashion. She currently has nearly 82,000 Instagram followers who really interacts with the audience with her bubbly personality. She is one of the few Black influencers to have a strong following on almost all social media platforms, including YouTube and Twitter. So she also has her own travel talent agency, and she gets about 2,000. She has 2,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. Her past collaborations include names like Coca-Cola and Reebok. Her engagement rate stands at 6.7%, with an average of 5,003 likes per post. So she has a high engagement rate on her social media posts. So you want to connect with her, go there. That's the address right there for her profile. You see, all of these folks are on influencer.com. So that's the website. And so if you want to connect with her, there's the button for that. Let's move on to the next person. So this is Belinda Lee. That's her picture. So she's a millennial mom, and most of her posts center around our body and sexual positivity. This is one of queer Black women, in which most of her posts and blogs are centered around queer Black women. So currently she has 114,000 followers on Instagram, and she has her own blog. Her content on both platforms feature heartwarming pictures of her children, hair with intelligent captions about parenting. So a lot of her content centers around parenting, whether it's single moms, single dads, or if both parents are in the home. So she has a lot of positive energy, which is radiated in her posts. She also collaborated with clothing brands as well as parenting and beauty companies. Our audience is well diverse and appears to be have a very loyal engagement rate of 678 likes per post. Okay, that is her profile. So you want to collaborate with her, there it is. All right, let's move on to the next. Okay, so this is Jamila C. Like that shirt that she, got on there. So she is, what you call cosplay. And real quick, let's find out what cosplaying is, because I really don't know what it is. I never even heard of that term before. So we're going to see what that is. Okay, so cosplay or costume play is an activity and performance or in which participants called cosplayers or costume players wear costumes and fashion accessories to represent a specific character. So in other words, her content deals with a lot of designing costumes as art, participating in costume-related events. She is also a makeup artist. But currently, she has about 10,000 followers on Instagram. She is very creative, colorful, humorous, and her brand of costumes are centered around adolescents and young adults. She has a TikTok page and she has a YouTube channel as well. So a number of her brands have been inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. Jamila's engagement rate stands at 6.4% with 22 comments and 571 likes per post. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's move on. If you look at the left corner of the screen, if you want to collaborate with her, there's her profile. Okay. All right, let's move on. Next, we have Cara Mason Rogers. So just like Jamila, she deals in the world of fashion. So she's a fashion blogger. One of her popular brands is called Unapologetic. She has over 17,000 followers on Instagram. She has mentioned on a number of occasions on the up and rising fashion influencers because of her fast growing popularity. So she shares a lot about the latest fashions of today. She is most possible for her streetwear collection. Her engagement rate on Instagram is 1.2%, with an average of 190 likes per post. Instagram seem to be a really popular if you want to like showcase your fashion. All right, so again, on the left-hand corner, that's her profile. If you want to collaborate with her, that's the website address. Next, we have Sarah Maria. She is a micro influencer from Arizona. Her content varies from fashion to lifestyle. She also deals in fitness. Sarah is mentioned in the top 25 women influencers in Phoenix in 2021 by Phoenix Magazine. So her style of blogging is unique to Instagram, whether it's pictures or video. She also involved in frequent giveaways of the latest and hottest products in fashion. Her engagement rate currently stands at 2.8%, with an average of 108 likes and 16 comments per post. So here is her profile. That's the link to her profile if you want to collaborate with her. All right. Next person is Jasmine Jones. Jasmine is a travel blogger, travel and fashion blogger, and she's a proud mom of 2 twin girls. She has 3,000 followers on Instagram with an engagement rate of 5.9%, which is one of the highest engagements in the travel and fashion industry. She also posts with her daughter, so it's kind of like a family collaboration. Okay, so she has a lot to say about travel and fashion. She mainly works with beauty and clothing brands and is open to working with both new and established names. So Jasmine is another up and rising travel blogger, and that is the website address for her profile if you want to collaborate with her. Let's move on. Next, we have Tarlik Rubber. That's her picture. So she is a model, an influencer who focus on gothic style fashion, which is kind of rare for the fashion industry. She is also an animal rights activist. She is one of your out of the box influencers on Instagram because her content is very unique to the social media platform. She's a former dancer and now she is an influencer. She has a significant support from the trans community. She currently has 152,000 followers on Instagram and 7,000 followers on YouTube. Her engagement rate is currently 1.8% and has worked with a number of brands like the Social Blue app. Okay, if you want to get in touch with this influencer, that's the link for a collaboration. right, let's move on. Our next influencer is LaShawn Wetz. That is her picture. So she reads a lot, so and does a lot of book reviews. So that's where her expertise comes in. So that's where her influence comes in. She appeared on WFLA TV. She currently has 32,000 followers. Her content is a mix between books, coffee, and bits and pieces of her everyday life as a mom. In addition to social media, she runs her own blog where you can find posts on lifestyle, books, and travel. She has collaborated with brands such as Control Cramps and enjoyed engagement rate of 2%, with an average likes of 571. At this point in time, she does not have a link to where you can collaborate with her. Okay, next we have Martha. So she is a blogger, and she does anything from parenting tips to do-it-yourself project ideas. And she has an audience of 13,000 on Instagram. She is also on Snapchat as well. Her engagement rate is 4%. And she has collaborated with renowned beauty and clothing brands. Right now, she does not have an influencer.com profile just yet. Okay, next we have Janae Clayborne. So most of her blogs are centered around the vegan lifestyle. She is a book author that talks about vegan food. She currently has 378,000 followers on Instagram. Her engagement rate is at 2% with an average of 3,950 likes. She also has a YouTube channel as well. And she works with brands like Looping and can be a great pick for vegan food producers. She doesn't have a profile here on influencer.com, but you can check out check out her Instagram and YouTube channels if you want to get in touch with her. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is Brittany. So she talks about books, healthy eating, and beauty. She's very knowledgeable in area of makeup, health, and beauty. She also talks about her life as a mom and also has some great travel tips. And right now, she just have a YouTube channel where she talks about reviews of various makeup products. Her engagement rate is 5%, which has helped her win several big endorsements of particularly cosmetic companies. She doesn't have a profile here, but you can reach out to her through her YouTube channel. Okay, this is Adana Dale, very nice young lady. So she is a parenting lifestyle blogger from New York. Her engagement rate is 3% on social media. Her platform is a safe space for single moms. She currently has 11,500 followers on Instagram. She currently has her own podcast called Black Moms Chat, which you probably has seen on Facebook, and it has worked with Consumer Reports. All right, no profile here. Okay, this is Akina Agabi. She is a young mom and an active blogger, and she is CEO of Trifecta Media Group, a PR and graphic design firm. So she's a blogger and an entrepreneur. She is also a blogger, mostly talked about life of an urban family. She currently has 6,600 followers on Instagram. She has appeared on ABC's The Chew, which is a afternoon daytime talk show, and she appeared on CBS The Early Show, which is now called CBS Morning. She is a published author, and her engagement rate right now is at 4%. Names such as ELF, ELF is under her belt as one of her top endorsements. All right, no profile here. Okay, this is Lavanta. Some of these are going by their first names or a pseudonym, while some are actually using their given name. So she's a fashion blogger, providing fashion and hair tips. She currently has 15,000 followers on Instagram, and she is an entrepreneur. She's CEO of her own clothing brand called Steam Fashion. Her page is about managing naturally curly hair as a Black woman. Okay. Of course, all of her blogs are centered around African American population. She had worked with names like Love, Lotta Body, a skincare brand, and her current engagement rate is 8%. Get rid of that. All right. Let's move on. Next, we have Kirsten. She is an entrepreneur. She has a company called Her Ride, a ride-sharing app made specifically for women. She works on uplifting women entrepreneurs to start their businesses and gain customers. She currently has 11,000 followers on Instagram, and she gives entrepreneur and marketing tips. So if you want to go into business or have a business, Kirsten's definitely a person for you. Okay, next we have Linda J. And she is a beauty and lifestyle influencer. Who says that Black women does not get enough representation on the internet. She currently has 26,000 followers on Instagram. And she has an engagement rate of 3% and is a brand ambassador for Sephora, a fashion company. They're very popular today in today's fashion. Okay. So far, most of our influencers have been African-American women, but here is the first African-American male influencer that we're going to feature here. His name is Devarrick Lamar. So he deals in music. A lot of his content has to do with music, particularly hip hop. He goes by the name of Devarrick on Instagram. He has 12,000 followers. He's also have exclusive merchandise for sale on his website. Definitely look him up on Google. He has over 12,000 followers on Instagram. All right, next we have Jared Limpy. He's an artist, photographer. He's took pictures of some well-renowned singers such as Usher. He has an engagement rate of 19%. That's pretty high for an influencer. That's kind of like the highest that we've seen so far, with 1,400 influencers. That's pretty big. And so this artist has done photo shots for Universal Music Group, Digital, and many others. He is popular among brands and fellow influencers and was in the news for working with, it's called Black Music. It's an acronym for that. It's a project made to honor Black queers in the music industry. So he has a high engagement rate. You definitely want to check him. Next, we have Ayanda Sebethi. She is from South Africa. She mostly deals in the fashion and beauty industry. She is a model, appeared on the cover of Cosmetology. She has 1.8 million followers on Instagram, and she has an engagement rate of 3%. She is sponsored by a number of South African brands such as Discovery and Unreleased. That's a lot of followers. Okay, next we have Alyssa. She has a passion for fashion. She's very fashion centric. She is a fashion, lifestyle, and wellness blogger. She has 592,000 followers. Lots of color pictures of her outfits, as well as short videos. She has an engagement rate of 6% with an average of roughly about 35,000 likes. She is a public figure in the news and was chosen as an ambassador for a company called Savage X Fenty. She also has a YouTube channel and has 1.3 million subscribers. Okay. Next, we have Tommy Obibi. And on Instagram, she used that platform to kind of capture herself and all her glamour. To capture her emotions. And because of that, she has nearly 40,000 followers on Instagram with an engagement rate of 5%. She also helped people solve their day-to-day problems. And several endorsements she has under her belt, including Toyo. Right, let's move on. Next person we have is Maddie James. That's her picture. So she is an influencer consultant. So what an influencer consultant does is that they kind of help if you want to be an influencer on social media, Maddie is the person that would be able to help you with that. She has 119,000 followers on Instagram with an engagement rate of 3%. She has been on a lot of podcasts, including the Work Party podcast. And her brands of endorsement is Porsche. She's very active on YouTube and has her own website. So please get to know Maddie. This is the Mar. Love her smile. She is a blogger. She wanted to provide a safe space for curvy girls to talk about their feelings and problems and issues without being judged. She currently has 93,000, nearly 94,000 followers on Instagram with an engagement rate of 3%. She is a blogger. She has her own blog, a YouTube channel, and a podcast. Please do a search for her to get more information about her. All right. So these are the most popular influencers African-American influencers today. And a lot of them they're young. Judging from these pictures, probably, I say most of them are probably millennials. Yeah, for the most part, most of these are, millennials. Although I do, look like she's Gen X or something. So is her. So you have a lot of young influencers here. So that's really important because they provide a lot of content that millions of people are looking forward to day in and day out. So again, these are the 25 world-renowned influencers on social media. Hope that you enjoyed this podcast today. And pretty soon we're going to be talking about some of the most popular African American authors. So that's coming up pretty soon. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And with that being said, we're going to close out here. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. We kept it short but simple, but we definitely wanted to do more content featuring African Americans, so and people of color. So we're going to have a similar broadcast to this pretty soon, where we're going to be talking about some of the most influential Black African American authors. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So that'll be coming up soon. So keep your eye out on Facebook, YouTube, and all your popular podcast platforms for this informative segment. So until then, I'm Keith Williams, your host. Thank you for being a part of this podcast, and have a great day or night.